Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. I'm Stacey, creator at Mother Naked. So today I want to talk about blending fragrance oils and should you do it. I've seen lots of candle creators on YouTube talk about blending fragrances and the trouble is I don't see a lot of information telling you the trouble with blending fragrances. Right, I started off blending my fragrances. Like my first candles when I was working under the Humble Hippie, I was blending left, right and center. I created some really nice fragrances, and don't get me wrong, blending fragrance oils is awesome. I'm not by any means saying that you shouldn't blend fragrance oils, but you should be aware of what is required of you legally. That's why I stopped blending my fragrances. I now use a store online that has an array of candle fragrances that I can use and they're just stunning. So there's no need that I would ever need to blend my own fragrances. It's like, I use Cozy Owl, by the way. I use Cozy Owl candle fragrances. I think personally, in my opinion, I think they're the best. I've tried a lot of candle fragrances. These are the best in my opinion. They're also PEG, paraben and silicone free. Some of them are also CMR and phthalate free. So they're just really awesome. They're the most natural fragrance oil that I could find. Obviously it's not going to be completely natural because it's fragrance oil, but these have the most natural sources and natural essential oils thrown in there, and untoxic ingredients. So that's what I really like about them. Okay, so each Cozy Owl fragrance, when you click on a fragrance on the website, you will see kind of what base notes and what middle notes and what top notes are in that fragrance. So there's really no need for you, say if you want, I had one lady, I think she wanted strawberry and vanilla. Well, the champagne roses one is, it smells really similar to that sort of scent that you're after. If you want a combination of different scents, Cozy Owl, I'm sure, is going to have something very similar to what you're after, or another candle fragrance company. That's what they do. That's what they're best at. So I'm going to leave them to it and not blend my own fragrance oils because they'll probably know better what they're doing than I would. But basically, legally speaking, so I've got champagne roses and I've got cucumber melon here. Say I wanted, it would be a weird mix, but say if I wanted to combine the two, so I put 20% of that in and 80% of that in, you would need a completely different CLP label. You would need a completely different SDS data sheet. You cannot, and I can't stress this enough, take the CLP label from this oil and then take the CLP label from this oil and combine them together. It's not compliant, and if something goes wrong, your insurance isn't going to be liable for it. So we can't do that, which is why I stopped blending my fragrance oils once I found that out. There's quite a few companies that will, I think they charge like £25 to £50 to get a blended fragrance oil new SDS data sheet and CLP label. So you can do it to make your candles more original, I understand. But if you pick a supplier of candle fragrances that have an array, I mean like lots and lots of different candle fragrances, the chances are, as your branding and the way that you call the scents and stuff like that, I would never know that like one candle is related to the other candle because they have the same scent. You know what I mean? It's differentiation. It's done with your branding and it's done with your message and it's done with the way that you call the scents, I suppose. So it's like one of my scents from Cozy Owl is called Walkabout. You know what I mean? I wouldn't necessarily say, oh, Walkabout must have the same fragrance as someone else in the UK. It doesn't really work like that. So I think personally, I like an easy life and I pick the fragrances that speak to me, and they have tons and tons of different fragrance notes in there already. So they have depth of flavor and they have depth of they just really smell great when someone else has mixed them, rather than me just bunging things together. I kind of leave it to the professionals other than myself, because I'm just not that way inclined. But if you are, that's perfectly fine, and you want something original, you just have to pay someone to give you a new CLP label and STS date sheet. That's it. And then you can just use that as I use mine. It's no different. The only thing is that you have to pay to get that information, so you know it's correct and you know everything's compliant. I just have OCD about these things. I just can't do it. But I thought it was important to say what is required of you legally, because I think that there was too many videos going on about like, just blend your fragrance oils and create different scents, and it's like, hang on a minute. No, you need a new CLP label. I feel like the candle lady that won't shut up about CLP labels. But you know what? That's okay, because I want you all to be compliant, and I want and myself, and I want everyone not to get in trouble with doing certain things. So I hope that's kind of made it a little bit easier. I'm sorry if it's dampened your spirits, but if you really, really want a blended fragrance oil, just pay somebody to give you a new STS data ship and CLP label, and then you can just go on your way and sell them like normal. But if you're not that bothered, I just pick a candle fragrance supplier that has loads and loads and loads and loads of different oils, and I think you're good to go. So hopefully that's cleared things up a little bit. Thank you so much for watching this video. As always, thank you for subscribing and following on Instagram. If you want to follow me on Instagram, it's at mothernaked.shop. Thank you very much, and I'll see you next week.